Well, it's 4 o'clock, second day of practice for the Platinum team on beautiful Ray Roberts, and it's a good thing it's a pretty lake because the fishing's not real pretty. Actually, no, it's been pretty good. By the end of the second day, you're typically just looking for something off the wall. You kind of know what you're going to do. Your game plan's starting to come together. So right now, I'm really just looking for a place, maybe a starting spot or something like that. It's a big grass flat right here. I'm just looking for a stretch, that if I get an early boat draw and have the right weather to throw top water, something like that. But yesterday was good. The lake's fishing about like it normally does. There's some bites to be had out in the trees, some bites in the shallow grass. Um, I think it's going to be a pretty good weight tournament. I think you're going to have. I don't think it'll be like the spring, but I think you're going to have mid to upper 40s. Have to be consistent with close to a 5 pound average each day. Now, one of the deals on Ray Roberts is fishing pressure. The lake doesn't fish real big. Basically all the competitors will be in one arm, so the weights can get a little tough just to fish it, due to fishing pressure. But somebody will find a virgin wad of them and go big. Especially if we get a little break in this heat, some wind. Yesterday the bite was good, and I think we had about a 15-mile-an-hour wind and a little bit of cloud cover, and they were moving baits pretty good. So a little wind, I'll be happy.
I don't have a whole lot of experience on the lake, but I have caught like 40-pound bags in practice before. So it's probably like the 7th or 8th day that I ever fished the lake, and those were always either on deep structure or out in the deep trees. And there's not really a whole lot of bass. The lake is getting better every year, but there's a lot of big ones. So I would say somebody deep or a local, maybe with some piles, or maybe found a really super special structure spot, could weigh 25 both days. And I mean, it's possible the size of the fish here to see a 30-pound bag one day, but not being able to catch many the second day. I think you'll see a bunch of guys do really good the first day, and then just the fishing pressure, the lake fish is kind of small, it'll fall off quite a bit the second day. But there is a special spot, I know it, I've been looking for it, I hadn't found it just yet, but there's a special spot where somebody could possibly go 30-30, but I don't think so in these conditions. Cloudy, windy, yes, maybe, but not, sunny and 5-10 mile an hour winds. Not going to be enough to get them charged up.
But it's really cool to be here. This is the second event that we've had, and it really feels like the first one, because the first one, the kickoff deal, was back in December, so we've been 6 months. And now they'll start flowing pretty good, and then we'll kick off the 14-15 season, and a lot of excitement. An event like this, a high stakes, well organized team event's been needed for a long time. And there's rat boats running around everywhere, which always kind of ups the ante. So a little more than bragging rights on this deal. Usually on a team tournament, you just don't see, the young boats and LaRue and Strike King, and it feels more like a BASS or a FLW event, which is cool. And it's pretty serious. That's why I'm out here at 4 o'clock on the second day.
Well, the Platinum Team Trail, as far as team tournament goes, we haven't had anything like that ever. It's a $1,000 entry fee, $500 side pot, and normally when you fish these team tournaments, I mean, it's like winner take all. First place may be 15,000 or whatever, and second place is 1,200. So you pretty much have to fish to win and fish for biggins. And when you fish for biggins, they call it hero zero. A lot of times you don't catch them. And the 2 times that I fished this lake before were in other team tournaments, and that's how we fished, and we caught them big in practice and didn't catch them in the tournament. So, but as far as the Platinum, have to adjust a little, because you can make plenty of money all the way down to 10th, 14th place, and definitely play all your expenses. That was the whole idea behind the team trail, to get a bigger entry fee and make it where you can actually, like I live in Del Rio, drive all the way here to Ray Roberts, 9 hours, and get a check and still make a little money. That was kind of the idea behind it.
It's pretty hard to find this milfoil, main lake milfoil right now. And quite honestly, this is only about a 400-yard stretch of it right here. And you can see how clear the water is. And I'm pretty surprised it got a bite this time of day. But like I said, looking for a place to start in the morning. And if we get a little wind or something, come over here and burn a spinnerbait around, go top water, maybe get a couple good ones early. Because the way we're fishing, it's not, we don't have a school of fish located. You'll get multiple bites in a spot, but for the most part, you just kind of got to run the pattern out and get a bite here and bite there. So, yesterday I had shook off several heavy feeling fish and had a couple 5s at a 7. So Tim had about 15 bites. So we had, between the two of us in 2 boats, we probably had 35 bites yesterday. Again, the tournament starts, you can cut that in half, just the way it works. But and the number of bites will go down if there's no wind and just bright sun. We shall see.
But as far as Ray Roberts, yesterday we had clouds and rain and had a lot of bites, more bites than I've ever had on this lake, mainly shallow. And that was because of the weather. Had a lot of wind, clouds, and rain. But every day you get one of these days, sunny and hot, it's going to be harder and harder to catch a good one up shallow. So today was sunny, for the most part calm, and really, really tough as far as bites go. 3 times as bad as yesterday. Yesterday was pretty good. Just hopefully early, some of those fish will be up on the shallow grass and we can catch a good limit early. And then we'll be out here in these big trees trying to look for a kicker. That's pretty much how Ray Roberts goes.
That's this time of year. If you're catching fish deep, which of course I'm fishing about 4 feet deep right now, but I plan on catching. If we're going to catch some big ones, if we're going to go big, it's going to be in the 20-25 foot range. Oops, there's a bite. How about that for the right off the catch it. But see, these fish aren't real, because of the late spawn, these fish are not a whole long ways from being spawned. You see the tail's still bloody, still beat up from spawn, still kind of skinny, and a lot of the fish we're catching are like that. Take a 4-pounder.